Alright, it's SaaS day 90, and bro, I just watched my last video and I'm realizing that I'm spiking my cortisol way too much. So if you've been keeping up and you watched like the videos for the past couple days, you already know that I'm getting all my ads rejected on Meta ads, and I basically have not been able to launch my new startup. And this is very bad because Meta ads is the only thing I really know how to get sales with, right? I don't know how to really get too many sales with organic, etc., etc., etc. Meta ads for me, it's the move. Low key, if Meta ads does not work out, I might try Twitter ads, but like that shit's like a bunch of reach out. Like by Twitter ads, I just mean like go to a Twitter page, you just tell them to post for you, and then see how that shit goes. Actually, now that I realize it, it could work good for my SaaS. It's just that it's such a drag, bro. Like telling these pages on my like telling going to DM all these pages. It's such a drag, bro. I low key don't want to do it. This is one of the reasons I like Meta because it's pretty scalable in terms of once it works out, right? Like you can do thousands of dollars and just like not having to worry. You could probably sleep the whole day and it will be fine. Um, okay. So have I made any progress with my ads? Kind of like I've explained before where now to figure out exactly what's getting my ads rejected, I've been cutting up the ads in like short segments, and right now at least I have like two segments approved, and I have to do a bunch more segments because I don't usually just make like freaking 15-30 second ads, right? Like for this new startup at least. I want to do real direct response marketing, long ass ads so I convince people. Like ideally you want like some kind of hook which is quote unquote unaware, right? But it still targets like ideally like this is an ideal world. You want a hook that's unaware, so even if people don't know about the problem yet, like people still watch a bit. And you only want to target with that hook like the people in your demographic, something that only they would understand. So everyone else, even though everyone's unaware, these people that are in your avatar, in your demographic, they still somehow stop and watch. And the only way you know that is by literally, like, you should be on your Instagram, you should be on your Facebook, have a new account made, and just only follow like things that your avatar would like. So, like, for example, if you're posing as a 20-year-old college girl, like, make a new Instagram and just interact with like 20-year-old, like, well, whatever a 20-year-old college girl would like, right? So let's like scroll through, like, eventually you're only gonna get things that like the algorithm's just gonna think you're a 20-year-old college girl, so you're only gonna get those things, and then eventually you're gonna learn like insider things that they engage with, hooks that they've been using that like because we're guys, right? Like we know like if we got the same hook we wouldn't watch, but these girls are clearly interacting with that content. So you want like ideally like this is how I do my ads at least, like some kind of unaware hook, but it's not like like you still want to target your avatar. Then it goes to like the unaware hook leads to like creating a problem, so you make them eventually go to problem aware by like connecting that unaware hook to ideally they're telling a story, right? So they tell a story and in that story they introduce a problem, then in the end of that story they introduce a solution. Then you may be like either that same person continues, and then they describe like the like solution, and then they go into your product and they explain why your product is out of all the solutions that exist, because you're probably competing with a bunch of other people. I honestly recommend that. Like if you're new, right, like you don't want to do something that's super unique because you just don't know what works yet. So ideally you want some at least some amount of competitors in whatever niche you're doing. You don't want to be like the only like unicorn, in my opinion, because you need something that like you should be able to look at your competitors, know what their ads are doing, and try to make like similar ads. uh I say that, but I've tried that recently, and all of my ads are getting rejected, bro. Like it's incredibly demotivating, but that is life. I gotta deal with it, and I realized that like right now I'm making some baby steps, like, so one of my ads that I really hoped, or like one of my ad segments that I really hoped was gonna get approved, like it did get approved, like not the whole ad, but just a segment of it. And now I'm waiting for another segment, then another segment, and then another segment to try to get approved. So eventually, like, like eventually the idea is if all these segments get approved and then I put them together, hopefully the whole ad also gets approved. Uh, so I'm getting closer to making this work. And the reason why I bring that up is because like a lot of times just to wait for Facebook to review an ad, it takes some time, right? So I don't know, bro. Like I should really be more chill with just like doing nothing for a little bit, just do whatever else I want, not really care too much about like having this thing launch in the next day, having like super a lot of urgency for myself because I don't think that's good for the brain. Like at a certain point, there's literally nothing you can do. So like I could technically just go into another ad account and see if that ad account works well, but that and that might make me feel like, oh, I'm doing such great like, oh, I'm being productive, but at the end of the day the new ad account might not have as much history, and that could also lead to like other problems. So I just want to stick to this ad account, bro. Like I've been through a lot of shit with this ad account. This is the only time, like quite recently, that I've really had problems with it. Like before this SaaS, bro, I've never had an ad rejected basically. It sounds insane to say, but the only times I've had ads rejected is by literally having an ad run for like already weeks and then it gets rejected randomly. And by that time, like if I have any brands of mine, by the time I have them running for weeks, I already have like 10, 50, 60, 70 ads running at that time. Because if I'm running a brand, like I just pump out ads like crazy. So then if one of my ads get rejected, even if it's like a top spending ad, I don't care as much because I have like another very close ad running behind it. This literally happened in my last SES. I had like one of my top ads got cooked, and then like in 2 days, I had another ad that became a better spender than the first one, and that was because I've been trying because I and that was like an ad geared towards someone who's unaware. So like for the unaware audience, and it makes sense why the unaware would get the most amount of spend for my last SES. Like I lost an ad because it got like cooked like after a couple, actually like weeks of running it, and then my or like not weeks, probably like but generally more than a week for sure. And then my new ad when I launched, I think I launched it even before the old one got rejected, and then Facebook already knows like yo I gotta find some good shit, and then it just replaced it. I don't know why I went into that tangent, but like that's just to explain I like this ad account, bro. Like I don't know. I am learning some stuff on Meta. Like I didn't know to do direct response marketing. Like literally, there's been times where I literally take away one sentence from an ad or two sentences from an ad, and now it gets approved. And before, like while having those two sentences in the ad, it wasn't approved. Like that's just weird to me, especially because the sentences I took out were not anything like insane. Uh, yeah, like they don't really change the ad at all, which tells me that yeah, like of course the meta is just like having an AI check this, and it's most likely that the AI is probably checking like just like the transcript of it. Another thing that I've figured out is like whenever you request a review for an ad, like for me it takes 1 second. I say request a review again and I give an explanation on why this ad does not break any violations, and then it just gets auto rejected within that second. Like it's insane. No human reviews the ad. So I've realized it's better for me to just like switch out the creative instead of doing like trying to do a review, because every time I do a review, instead of my ad account getting hit with one rejected ad, now it just gets two rejected ads. And like the more rejects I have, the more likeliness of me getting my ad account banned is just gonna be like more likely. Yeah, I mean, if you watched yesterday's video, bro, I was like a lot more. Yeah, honestly, I was a lot more. Not sad is not the right word, but like I was just a lot more frustrated than today. And today, probably the only reason I'm less frustrated is because I have like that another segment of my ad that got approved, so I have like some like light of hope now. And like hopefully these other segments also get approved. All right, I'll see you guys there. I don't know, bro. Like people make this sound like oh, you gotta work 12-hour days, etc., etc., etc. And maybe you do, you know, like maybe when you're learning all this stuff for the first time you do, but at this point, like genuinely, I've done like all these steps I'm talking about. I've basically done before. Like I know how to launch meta ads. I know how to scale up to a certain point at least. I know like what onboarding flows work, like just like in the SaaS side. Like I know what the like how to do processing payments, how to deal with customers, etc., etc. And I don't know, like you just don't compare, like don't feel like you have to work 12-hour days. Like I remember like one of the reasons I talk about Cal AI so much is because they recently sold their company, and even before then I was heavily invested uh, in that whole journey, because they bootstrapped the company. What they bootstrapped it with $200,000 to start out with, but even then, like it's super impressive that they were able to bootstrap a company. Um, but why did I bring up Kelly? Oh yeah, like even him, like Zach Kadagari, one of the main co-founders, or at least like he tries to be the face of the company, right? He is the face of the company. He talks about how when they started Cal AI, like he was working 4-hour days, bro, like for the majority of it. And I just want you to know that to have like a successful company, you don't need to do like all this shit these guys are talking about, like grind, hustle all day. Like you kind of know what you have to do. Like for me, for example, like my ads that are in like Facebook ads right now, no matter what I do, low key, I can't really, yeah, like what am I gonna do, right? Like while the ad is taking time to review, sometimes honestly it takes like 15 minutes to review, but like more recently my ads have been taking like a lot longer. So like my last ad took like 6 hours to review. So like what am I gonna do in those 6 hours? Just like try to like grind some weird thing, or should I just enjoy life? You know, like I don't know if Finn is watching this, but there's a YouTuber when I was dropshipping I used to watch, and I still watch him actually, like Finn Harris. He's also like, yeah, I actually came up with him like when we were both dropshipping, so it's kind of nice. But yeah, like Finn was talking about this where like you being miserable is not, like that should not be awarded, right? Like you being miserable does not mean you're successful. So like a lot of times I feel like as people who are trying to grow a business, we feel like, oh yeah, somehow not enjoying the process or not enjoying the like just like the times where you literally can't control anything and you know you're just like making no progress. Like just because you're feeling more miserable is not gonna make that any better, right? Might as well watch some freaking anime. Might as well do anything else, literally, like anything you want. If you have to, like, if you want to sleep all day, just go sleep all day. You know, like if you know for sure there's nothing else you can do and you've done everything you basically can, then what's the point in trying to be like, oh, I'm sad or I'm mad or etc. etc. You know, there's just no point into it. It's probably worse for your health. Yeah, it's probably worse for your health, and you're probably not thinking as clearly. You know, like for example, um, this startup idea that I had, I was literally like when I was doing my last SaaS, I had it like I didn't fully end my last SaaS, and then I had this idea. I was still running my last SaaS, and I just had this idea in the back of my head. And I feel like one of the reasons I get some ideas for SaaS is like if you tell me right now, yo, just think of a SaaS idea, low key, like I was thinking about it. Like if this shit fails, what am I gonna do? Should I just switch to another SaaS? And I could do that, but like or I could do that, but like really I don't have any more ideas, bro. And I feel like one of the reasons is because my brain a lot of times whenever I come up with any of these ideas, it's not like an active thing. I'm not like, oh yeah, I gotta write down a billion ideas. A lot of times it's like an idea I see or an ad I see on my Instagram, or like literally just a random video I see, and then I'm thinking about it a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and then over time it just like processes my subconscious, and then it becomes like a full-on idea. So like there's another idea I had, and that took like I think a week, and even this for my new SaaS, my second SaaS, the one I'm working on now, it took me like over a week between like the first time the seed was planted into my head till now, or like till when I started thinking about the idea, like, oh yeah, I'm actually gonna do this. It took me like over a week, bro. Because in the back of your head, even when you're not actively thinking, you still need that part of your brain to just be like more relaxed, you know? And I don't think you're gonna have that if you're just like super cortisol spiked. You're probably not thinking straight. So yeah, it's probably way worse for you if you're quote unquote miserable uh, while you're failing. You know, there's no reason to think about things that have not happened yet. Like even like I talk about, I've been joking around that oh yeah, I might get my Facebook ad account banned, and that's totally a possibility. But should I really be worrying about that? I do not think so. Like I shouldn't even be. Yeah, I shouldn't really be thinking about that yet, bro. Like it's just like extra space in my head. Uh, and there's like so many other like things I could do. Like there's so many other things that are similar where I have to worry about. Where I'm like, okay, is this avatar like the people who I want to buy my SaaS actually gonna respond well to it, etc., etc. I don't know. Like we just gotta test it out. How much money am I gonna lose? I don't know, bro. Like I just gotta test it out. You know. Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys.